Last week, Evelyn talked about her hate crime and how someone sang slurs at her.
He started like saying ching chong and like Chinese kind of slurs, but he started singing them, Nigel. He basically serenaded me with slurs.
Ching chong, ching chong. If they also sung it with that melody, like an old school Chinese song, I'll be like, oh, you know your shit, okay. So this week, I decided to create this new intro music.
What?
Ching chong, ching chong, ching. Welcome to Rise to Meet You, a comedy podcast about Asian culture. Welcome to the Hate Crime Club.
Nigel! That's so...
Ching chong, ching chong, ching. Yes. Welcome to the Hate Crime Club, starring two comedians who have been hate crimed on.
Oh my god.
Ching
Stop.
chong, ching.
Sir, 3 times? You need to do it 3 times. You skipped our regular intro. Oh my god.
I want to dedicate this to all the Asians who've been hate crimed out there.
Nigel, stop it.
We hear you, we see you. Ching chong, ching chong, ching.
You're the worst person.
What? It was
also
a hit. People love this song. It's a classical Chinese song by Teresa Teng. It's called 何日君再来, you know? It's actually a good song.
It's
and
a very
bringing
good
awareness.
song.
And it's funny.
Oh my god. Worst person. And also, can you send that to me? Oh, stop!
Ching chong, ching chong, ching. Yeah, the sultry tones of Nigel. Ching chong, ching chong, ching.
Stop!
That's gonna be our new intro now.
No!
For the Hate Crime Club podcast.
Why? Why are you?
Why?
We're not renaming ourselves the Hate Crime Club podcast.
Just for this episode. The Hate Crime Club podcast.
That could actually be a Patreon exclusive.
Such a great vibe. Goes so well with...
Okay.
But welcome, listeners, to episode 103.
God.
It's been a whirlwind
welcome.
for Evelyn, you know.
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
Hate crime has been like the best thing that's happened to you, career-wise, isn't it?
Publicity-wise. It's the most attention I've got in like ever in my career. All of the newspapers have contacted me. All of the like TV news programs have contacted me as well. I've been like doing a press tour for my hate crime.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
How do you parlay this hate crime publicity into a career move? How are you going to parlay this? Like, you know how Victoria's Secret models, they always parlay it into a fashion label, a fashion line, or a fragrance line. You know, because they can't be Victoria's Secret models forever. So how are you?
Oh, I see.
You can't be hate crimed on forever. So how are you going to use this to further your career? Let's talk about it.
That's so
You're not going to get hate crimed on for nothing.
Nigel of you.
How are you going to monetize your hate crime?
Well, I mean, I've basically said yes to all of the press stuff because I want to spread awareness about it and start a conversation about this in Sweden. But Nigel, what would you do? You're better at this. What would you do?
After every single hate crime interview, I would say, check out my YouTube channel and my podcast. I would suddenly drop an interview. Well, I talked about this on my podcast, Rise to Meet You Pod. And, you know, we talked about this there and then we just, you suddenly drop hints that you have a podcast. You know, what's the point of being a victim if you can't use it to market yourself?
Oh my God.
That's why I want to be a victim too. You got to use it. The person who committed the hate crime, he would want you to use it to further your career.
Oh, he would want me to use it?
Yeah.
Was that what he thought when he saw me? He was like, oh my God, it's that Swedish comedian. Let me do something good for her.
Maybe you need to thank him.
I'll follow her and harass her
so
she can post this on Instagram and grow her following.
And he gave us this.
Oh my God. Stop.
Ching, chong, ching, chong, ching. I told you people I was going to turn this into a sound effect, and I did. And even has a backing music on it as well. I recorded this today, I woke up early to record this.
Did you?
Yeah.
And it sounds exactly like it would if somebody had recorded Ching Chong Ching over that song. So like spiky your tone. Ching Chong Ching Ching.
Because I want to make it funny. Okay?
Play it again. Play it again.
Ching chong ching chong ching. Ching chong ching chong ching. This whole episode could just be us playing that sound. You know? I really hope when this goes on YouTube, we don't get flagged for copyright. But to be honest,
or for racism.
How is this racist?
Or hate
How is
speech.
this racist? I'm parodying what happened to you.
Oh my
I'm
God!
flipping it on its head. It's satire. It's satire. But I really even if YouTube flags us for copyright infringement, it's worth it. It is worth it. I will take the loss in the ad revenue because, this is just the funniest thing that we have done.
Do you think Teresa Tang's relatives are still kind of monitoring all of her copyright stuff?
Well, YouTube flags it automatically.
Oh, I see.
It's not Teresa Tang's granddaughter just clicking buttons on the computer.
Who's made something from my grandmother? Oh my God. I mean, speaking of the hate crime, so something interesting, because I was talking to one of the journalists and she called the police station and she was like, do you have statistics about it? Because she called the hate crime unit. They were like, we haven't heard about this. We never got the report. The report got shut down immediately because insufficient evidence, basically. And I was expecting that. But I made the report because I wanted to contribute to the statistics because there are very little statistics of hate crimes towards Asians in Sweden. But apparently it didn't even reach the hate crime unit. My report didn't even become statistics. And they told me that the only reason that they found out about this happening was because they saw it in the media and they saw it on my Instagram.
Wow.
So the police, because of miscommunication between the departments, it didn't get filed. And the only reason that the hate crime unit saw it was because they saw it on my Instagram. Isn't that crazy?
So the hate crime unit people follow you? Wow.
Yes, basically what I want. The hate crime people are new followers of my Instagram. Yes. I understand why people don't have faith in the police because of things like this. And also it's an admin error, an admin error, and it doesn't get filed. And then because one of the questions that I've been asked so much on these press things is why don't people file these harassment stuff? And I'm like, well, apparently they probably do file it, but it doesn't make it all the way to the right unit. So
what?
Stop blaming us. We're the victims.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like you now.
Good. I think more people should sound like me. It's entertaining.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want you to sound like a victim. That's the least funny shit. Okay?
Oh my God.
I want you to make a remix of your hate crime. Ching chong ching chong ching. Name one other Asian podcast with this.
Stop, Nigel. I don't think this is something to take pride in.
It is.
Name one other Asian podcast that sings Ching Chong Ching Chong to Teresa Tang. One other Asian podcast that does that.
This is also not the most famous Teresa Tang song, So it shows that I actually know the culture. Okay? So I can make this joke. I come from a place of love, and cultural awareness.
I am surprised you chose this song, actually.
It just popped into my head when you said he was serenading you. And it just works so well with the two lyrics, doesn't it?